on this Sunday. It's presented by Sanderson Ford, and the final reminder, this is actually Diamondbacks television as they host the Colorado Rockies going head-to-head on Fox Sports Arizona. Hello there, folks. We do it with a smile. He is Mark Grace. My name is Darren Sutton. We love the youngsters in the Valley. We love all the young baseball players. But we're playing the Rockies today, guys. We're playing the Colorado Rockies. Now, those young Rockies that we saw, they'd love to trot out Ubaldo Jimenez on occasion. One of the finest seasons, really, in the last decade of anyone that has started. Ironically enough, his hero growing up was Pedro Martinez. He's starting like Pedro did in '99.
Well, he's kind of treating, if you want to go Little League, he's kind of treating the National League like Danny Almonte did in Little League a few years ago. So this guy is just dominating Major League hitters, not Little League hitters. He's added a great assortment to his fastball, Darren, and that fastball is anywhere from 96 to 100 miles an hour. He's added a terrific changeup and curveball as well.
It is a challenge to prepare, no doubt about it. Jack Howell's club last time out squared Ubaldo up a couple of times. They couldn't make anything of it. Jack describes Jimenez.
I think the big key is he has an overpowering fastball that when he's in the zone, he can locate from side to side and even up and down, which makes it 96 is tough enough. And then when you can locate both up and down and in and out, that makes it tough. So the fastball is where it all starts, and then you go to 2 or 3 other pitches, the curve and the change, that offsets that. And he has got to the point where he can locate. You think.
Now you look at where he ranks in the National League. He leads, not just in the National League, in the big leagues in all these categories.
No, this guy is dominating. He's like that little kid that you grew up with, that you were always scared of when you played Little League against him. You didn't want to face that guy. Ubaldo, it was Sam Cole for me. That was the kid in my neighborhood. Ubaldo Jimenez is that big bully on the mound that you're always going to strike out against.
Rodrigo Lopez gets another tough assignment. Look, 0-1 record. He pitched great in his last outing in Los Angeles, pitched deep, but he has had some tough mound foes.
Yeah, he's had some bad luck when it comes to who he draws. So I would imagine he's tired of drawing deuces out of the deck. He needs to draw a king or an ace once in a while and win this thing.
Very well said. Can't wait to get more Little Leaguers on the air, and hopefully there are some with some bounce in their step, like Dontrell Willis, his debut last night. Mark McClung sums it up. Again, a quick reminder, this is Diamondbacks TV.
Jimenez taking the mound, undefeated this season for the Colorado Rockies as the Diamondbacks look for the sweep. Mark McClune back with you on the field, and we have an intriguing pitching matchup. But can it top what happened last night here at Chase Field as the D-Train made his D-backs debut? We're talking about Dontrelle Willis, traded over from the Detroit Tigers and put on an absolute show. It wasn't perfect. At times it wasn't pretty. Dontrelle actually came in the dugout and said, "I am far from perfect," when A.J. Hinch told him to stop trying to be so perfect. But the head-first slide into home and Dontrelle walking a tightrope all night, didn't give up a run in 6 innings pitched, only 5 hits and 4 walks, but was able to maintain, and Ryan Roberts came up with a big hit, and the Diamondbacks have won 2 straight after 10 frustrating losses, and they look for the sweep today against, right now, the best pitcher in baseball. Will it happen? Let's find out. Darren Sutton and Mark Grace have the call. Will Ryan Roberts get another crack at it from the plate? We'll have Game 3 of the series on Fox Sports Arizona on a Sunday, presented by Sanderson Ford.
He's been Super Center, Scottsdale Road and Loop 101, drivethebest.com by Southwest Airlines. Southwest.com. Grab your bag. It is on. Love that when the kids take the field with their home team, the Arizona Diamondbacks. Love the little leaguers. You know, we're just having fun with them. Good to see someone from not the team we're playing, though. And see the youngsters, the Cubs, as Rodrigo Lopez has felt like a youngster all year long. 34-year-old right-hander. Made his debut in San Diego years ago, back in 2000. This year, it's his 12th start of the year. He goes to work with a strike over the outside corner. We are underway on this Sunday. Glad to have you with us. The numbers brought to you by our good friends with the UPS Store. 2-3 with a 4.31 ERA. Logging 71 innings for A.J. Hinch and these Diamondbacks. As the pitch is away, and Gracie, for a guy, and folks, certainly fun to watch him make this club in spring, but he's given the Diamondbacks 6 2/3 innings per start.
That's terrific. He's kind of been the forgotten man in the rotation. He's just steadily gone about his business and done a good job. It looked like a swing there. Yeah, says Jerry Meals over at third base.
Jerry Meals is on it. 1-2 the count to Gonzalez. How does he do his thing with regard to Rodrigo?
He changes speeds. He pitches in and out, off speed in a lot of fastball situations, and elevate the fastball right there, right by Gonzalez. Beautiful.
Boy, a nice sequence there to get the young man. Let's take a look at the entire lineup as penciled in by skipper Jim Tracy. Seth Smith gets the start. He's really handled Arizona with the long ball this year. Troy Tulowitzki, Brad Hawk, Miguel Olivo. Todd Helton moves down in the order a bit. It's Ian Stewart, Clint Barmas, and Ubaldo Jimenez. This is what Gracie is talking about. About half the pitches are fastballs, are not overpowering, and he'll throw it all at you. Slider and the cutter, the only difference there is the slider's not quite as hard.
Yeah, he's the anything, anytime. He can sink it, he can cut it, he can elevate the fastball.
And you got to use all of your fingers, all 5 of them, when you're giving your signals. If you're Chris Snyder, pitches up and into Seth Smith. 2-0 the count. 9 home runs, 25 RBIs for Smith. And you can see the good work that he is doing overall in the season. On base of .331, slugging .545. That slugging percentage is where he separates himself. League average .402, so .545 a big difference. 2-0. Drops a slider in there right at the belt. 2-1 the count.
But the fact that it was something off speed was enough to fool Seth Smith. And he had to take it. He was just looking for a fastball and got something different.
They plan to pull on the infield. Outfield maybe a step or two. Infield a little bit more dramatically. And it's right back through the box. Doesn't matter. A line drive into center field. It's a base hit for Seth Smith. So with a runner on, now Troy Tulowitzki.
Got a fastball in, and he just pulls his hands in nicely and rips it right back up the box. Beautiful swing.
Rockies are putting a capper on a 6-game, 7-day road trip. They went 2-1 here in San Francisco, and they are winless here as the Diamondbacks look for a sweep of these Colorado Rockies. And it's a great day to be at the pool. Youngsters out there swimming. Listen to the Gubna on the radio. That sounds like a pastime, doesn't it? Get your radio on outside, take a little swim. Could be 2. Augie Ojeda's the shortstop today. It is 2. Rolling up a double play for the 6th time this year. As Tulo ends the inning, Rodrigo picks up where he left off in Los Angeles. Glad to have you with us. I love it. I'm from Colorado, but I'm a D-backs fan. Very good stuff. Ubaldo Jimenez. Happy birthday, by the way, to that youngster out there. Jimenez, his birthday is in January, the 22nd day. He turned 26 years old, and it's as if once he turned 26, he decided he was going to step to the elite category in Major League Baseball. He's always had good stuff. This year, he is the best pitcher in the game.
And it's not even close, Darren.
The right-hander rocks and fires, and strike 1 to Kelly Johnson. Jimenez, as we mentioned, making his 12th start of the year. He is 10-1. The ERA of 0.78. Slow curveball. No balls and 2 strikes to count. And you You can see the hardest throw in the game, average fastball at 97. And it's a lot of fastballs. But you mentioned it earlier, the changeup now a difference, the slider a difference as well.
Well, he's got a curveball as well. It's not on the screen there, but he has a very good curveball.
Change speeds with his curveball as that fastball is outside.
It's just smooth 98. I mean, he's not a 100% effort guy. He's completely under control.
That one is topped foul. Hopping out from behind home plate to look at it as a levo. Let's take a look at the entire starting lineup for the Diamondbacks. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It's Kelly Johnson, Connor Jackson, Adam LaRoche, Mark Reynolds, Chris Young. You can see last night busy on the base pads. Gerardo Parra, Chris Snyder. Augie Ojeda gets to start today, and Rodrigo Lopez. Out of Nagua in the Dominican Republic, he fires outside. One name you didn't see in that lineup with Parra in there is Justin Upton. For the second consecutive time against Ubaldo Jimenez, Upton watching this one. They go with the lefty and Parra. Upton is hitless in his career against Jimenez. And boy, what a pitch down and away, a changeup. A changeup at 90. Yikes.
Well, you just saw the entire assortment that Jimenez brings to the mound. We saw the explosive fastball. We saw a curveball in there as well. A couple of changeups. That was the one that put an end to Kelly Johnson's at-bat, the changeup. Not only the changeup, Darren, but how about the location of it? Perfect on the outside corner at the knees.
Perfect command, takes really good care of himself as a workout fiend. Loves to pitch deep into games as that one is high. Averages 7 1/3 innings per start this year. What a difference a year makes as well, as that fastball paints the outside at 98 miles an hour. Through his first 11 starts last year, the young man out of the Dominican Republic was 3-6 with an ERA of 4.11. That one is fouled off. 3-6 with a 4.11 through his first 11 starts. 4 times as many runs allowed. He's given up 7 runs this season.
Man.
He had given up 30 at this point last year, which isn't alarming. That's just a league average pitcher at 4.11. 2-2 the count to Connor Jackson. Jackson 2 for 11 against him, and you can see the other streak he is reeling off, the 26 consecutive scoreless innings. Connor shoots that one down the right side and into the seats. Jackson at 231, still seeking his first homer of the year, and 7 batted in. Fastball just missed the inside corner. 3-2 the count. Has given up 1 home run this season. Broke his bat. Booted by Tulo.
That's rare.
Very, very rare. The out was there. And Troy Tulowitzki, who plays Gold Glove caliber shortstop, couldn't turn it into an out.
Well, he breaks his bat. The ball just came up, and Tulowitzki played it a little side saddle, and it ended up being a rare miscue on his part. As you said, he's one of the best in the game.
Yeah, only 5 errors this year, and
he's got a little mullet working, doesn't he?
He does. He does. At some point later on in the ball game, I think Mark McClune will explain it's for a good cause, but he does have a mullet working. As that one is away, it's a curveball. There's the curveball you were talking about. About 10% of the time he'll throw that pitch. Now you're talking about, with the curveball, a difference of 20 miles an hour in velocity.
He can go from 98 to 78, and that's hard to do. And that's tough on a hitter. And then 97 right at your kneecaps. Enjoy your Sunday, hitters.
Goodness gracious, LaRoche, you see a moment ago those numbers, has enjoyed his time within reason. I'm sure he had to work his fanny off to earn these hits, but 4 for 12 with 3 doubles and 4 strikeouts. against Jimenez. Change on Tulo.
Unbelievable. That's the difference this year than in years past, Aaron.
So Adam, 1 for 9 with 4 strikeouts in the series. On 2-1, breaking ball, line drive, base hit into right center field. Got to pick him up and put him down. You certainly do. Now the Diamondbacks looking to cash in on the error by Troy Tulowitzki. LaRoche with a single. He is now 5 for 13 career against Jimenez.
That's a breaking ball. Ripped into right field. Connor thinking third base the whole way. Gets there easily. Now the Diamondbacks an opportunity to do something that, well, it doesn't happen very often this year, and that's actually score a run off Ubaldo Jimenez.
He has given up 3 runs on the road this year.
Unearned or earned?
That is in 7 starts. The overall ERA is 0.52.
Got to find a way to put it in play if you're Mark Reynolds.
Fastball grabs the outside. Yes, 3 runs, 3 earned runs. Matter of fact, when you look at his numbers this year, the unearned runs, there haven't been any, as that one is low. Has not given up an unearned run. How about that? Runner stands at third.
Gotta find a way to put it in play.
1-1 the count. Electric fastball, a ball and 2 strikes as that one dives down and in.
That was almost like Mark was trying to get out of the way of it and swing at the same time.
Mark 6 for 28 against him. That's a .214 clip. He's homered against him. Did it last year. And struck out 11 times in those 28 at-bats. Fastball. He was told to calm it down a bit there by Olivo. That was interesting. But I think he threw it exactly where he wanted to. You get at the belt and a little bit further away to Mark Reynolds. We've talked about it. That's where you can find a little bit of a hole in his swing. Breaking ball. Did he go? He did not. Spiked into the dirt, so we'll do it again. A 3-2 count. His last 3 starts against Arizona, this young right-hander has worked 21 innings and given up 1 earned run. The 3-2. Popped up and into the seats it goes.
Power on power right there. The explosive Jimenez fastball. And Mark Reynolds shanked him foul, and he'll do it again. Already 24 pitches in here for Jimenez.
Pitches up and away. Reynolds draws the walk. Walks, are they rare? You bet they are. In 80 in the 3rd innings, 26 walks.
That's a good at-bat right there by Reynolds. And he's very fooled by this breaking ball, but it does miss away. And Chris Young now, an opportunity to really do some damage here in the 1st inning.
There has been very little damage in the opening frames this year against Jimenez. You can see Jackson is at 3rd, LaRoche is at 2nd, Reynolds now at 1st. He has allowed 1 run in the 1st inning this year. 1. .271, 9 home runs, 40 batted in for Chris Young. Fastball sinks low, 1-0 the count. Jimenez, last time out, shut out San Francisco, beat Tin Lincecum 4-0. The first time he has dealt with a batter this year with the bases loaded. And it's low, 2-0 the count this year.
Isn't that amazing? Truly amazing. All of a sudden now, he's starting to get a little dejected with himself, upset with himself. He missed with a couple of fastballs. Now Chris Young, an opportunity to pick for one pitch in one spot, and if he gets it, just put a nice, short, crisp swing on it and do your thing.
Well, you can't let him settle. That's the bottom line. You cannot let him settle in. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. Out front of a changeup on 2-0.
It didn't look like a changeup.
89 miles an hour. He doesn't know how to throw a BP fastball at 89. Had to be. Two and one the count. You're thinking it was a BP fastball. Get him to pop it up is what he's thinking. The 2-1. Fastball, ground ball, middle of the diamond. The flip, on to first. Right.
Remember this inning. Remember this inning.
Just in an opportunity against the Nays to do it, he has to be frustrated. The first time, Gracie, he had dealt with the bases loaded all year.
Beautiful turn there from the two Rocky middle infielders. And boy, did they need it. Nice play there. Barmas, the feed, and Tulowitzki across the diamond to get Chris Young. Huge double play there for the Rockies. And remember that, Darren, scoring opportunities are few and far between against Ubaldo Jimenez. And the Diamondbacks had a big one there and couldn't scratch. And like you said, you can't let this guy off the hook. Well, it just did.
It's a bouncing ball. It's a foul ball. Hop out front. Certainly did, and now he will, for whatever angst or discomfort he had early on, he doesn't want to feel that way again. And how good did it feel for Troy Tulowitzki to catch that ball and turn the double play? Look, he's been part of games where he's had miscues and there have been runs allowed, but this is one of those special seasons. And you should want to be on your A game behind anyone, but I think you just feel a little bit more special. You've played behind the best of the best, Gracie. Is there a little bit more of an edge when you're playing defense behind a Randy Johnson or Ubaldo Jimenez?
Well, I think, sure. I hope I was just as intense behind everybody.
Understand.
But if I booted a ball, I didn't care if it was a guy that just got called up from AAA. If I booted a ball and then had a chance to be a part of an inning double play, I tried to be all over that. But as far as my intensity defensively, I hope I was just as intense behind everybody than I was like Randy Johnson or Greg Maddux or somebody like that.
That's a good perspective. Let's take a look at that Diamondbacks defense. Jackson, C.Y. Parra, Reynolds, Augie Ojeda gets the start today at short. Johnson and LaRoche. Chris Snyder catches. Stephen Drew on the last play of the game last night came up, had a ball bounce and hit him in the finger. He's jammed that finger up, unable to go today.
I used to always have that finger injury as that one skied to center. Lopez making quick work with the first two batters here in the top of the second inning. I used to always have that same finger injury like when Randy Johnson or Greg Maddux or those guys pitched. Oh, Skipper, finger hurts. Ow. Oh, yeah, don't touch it. It hurts.
But he's hung in there okay against Ubaldo. On base of about 380, hitting 270. Todd Helton takes a pitch that's over the outside corner, 0-1 the count.
A lot of players used to get that same injury when Pedro Martinez and Roger Clemens pitched. Or maybe get that Clemens hamstring.
As that one inside to Todd Helton. 248, a homer, 10 RBIs. It was said that he wouldn't play today, that he was going to get a couple of days off, and that one is a changeup that sails outside. He does get the start today. Moves down a little bit in the order for Todd Helton. He had batted fifth 9 times and 34 times batting third. For the first time this year, he bats 6th in the lineup. Two and two, the count. What a fabulous career he has had, as that one is a strike. Tails right down the middle. Helton locked up. Very clean inning for the veteran Rodrigo Lopez. Take a look at the Rockies defensively, working behind Jimenez. Smith, Gonzalez, Hawk, Stewart, Tulo, Barmes. We spoke of Todd Helton and being dropped a bit in the batting order. And Olivo catches Ubaldo Jimenez. Well, what a treat for Miguel Olivo. Last year, squatting down for about 32 times with Zach Greinke pitching. Now he gets to work with this man. Out front of a changeup. Parra in there for Justin Upton, and he grounds out.
Well, you're geared up for 98 miles an hour, and you get 90 miles an hour, and that's just an easy ground ball to second base. Not only does Ubaldo dominate you, but he has the ability to frustrate you along the way.
Oh, 0-1 the count to Chris Snyder. Chris 1 for 8 with 3 strikeouts in the series. Had all 3 of them last night. Had a tough one, as that one is down and away. 1-1 the count. Snyder has on occasion done good work against this man on the mound. Change up, sails in there for a strike. 1-2 the count. 2 of 7 with 2 doubles, no strikeouts. What pretty good pitch. 2-2 the count.
He just missed him. That's the thing about him now. When he misses, he just misses.
Not just missing at 88.
Exactly.
2-2 change up. That's strike 3.
It looks like that's just the break he needed was last inning, because now he's settled in, he's confident. You could see in his body language the last inning there was some doubt out there, like, man, what do I got to do to get through this? I haven't had the bases loaded all year. What do I do? But boy, he is right back on target now.
So now Augie Ojeda. We mentioned Stephen Drew banged that finger last night, so Augie gets a start. Opportunities like this have been few and far between for Augie. 3 for 23 this year. No home runs and a pair of RBIs. Breaking ball, fly ball, did him a favor. It was up in the zone, so Augie hustling on around. He's looking at 2. How about this? Head first slide, Augie Ojeda. You never know what kind of look you can shake things up with. He was 1 for 7 with a strikeout before the at-bat against Ubaldo Jimenez.
Well, he doesn't have an Ubaldo finger. He just takes a breaking ball, rips it out into right center field, and he's thinking 2 all the way, never hesitating. That's good to see for Augie Ojeda.
And now Rodrigo with the chance and put it in play somewhere, see what they can do. But again, he clears for the pitcher. Now the pitcher, who in all likelihood will make an out.
That might have been
Not that we don't believe.
That might have been the latest swing I've ever seen. Get him, Rodrigo.
Takes down the middle. It was April 17th. It was in Atlanta. Uh-oh, they're talking about that swing.
Yeah, Ian, Hester, Stephen Drew.
Oh, be careful what you wish for, boys. Like it looks easy from up here in the broadcast booth. It must look easy from the bench. Ask that man how easy it is. Oh, yes, you can win, they say. I like that. By the way, visit us at foxsportsarizona.com. Click on the What's Your Sign box if you want to email a picture in of your sign. We think. No, he's definitely human. He's a special kind of human.
Superhuman.
We're all ready for that, folks, after being swept on a 9-game road trip. Whoa.
Well, hey.
The hubby understands.
It's one of the better signs right there I've ever seen. The hubby understands.
The fun meter's working today, folks. Here's Ian Stewart. Love it when folks have a good sense of humor and bring it to the ballpark. That breaking ball is strike one. 0-1 the count. Rockies fan visiting. Fouled off by Ian Stewart. Rodrigo Lopez sat him down 1-2-3 in the second. Induced a double play in the first, so he's faced the minimum. Again, allowed 2 earned runs in 8 innings of work in L.A. Had that outing slip away with a miscue late. A couple of them in one play by Kelly Johnson. And eventually a 5-4 loss, walk-off fashion by the Dodgers. But Kelly's played a good second base this year. And he's worked hard to improve. The 1-2.
Oh, Darren, this gives me a chance to tell you about Baxter and his big birthday coming up on Sunday, June 13th, and we're going to celebrate it here at Chase Field. In honor of D. Baxter's 10th birthday, the first 5,000 kids will get a D. Baxter replica jersey. And that one's grounded to first base, an easy play there. Don't mind me, Darren. I'm going to continue about D. Baxter's birthday.
Sure, go ahead.
You can call 602-462-4794. Visit dbax.com/giveaways. First 5,000 kids will get a D. Baxter replica jersey. That's awesome.
You got to get one of those to the booth. I mean, been looking for that.
I
so
agree.
That's a week from today?
Yes, June 13th.
They brought us a helmet the other day to show off, and that Dan Heron bobblehead, that's next Saturday. Mark Reynolds t-shirt, jersey. We need the D. Baxter. We can show the fans.
Absolutely. Show the fans what their kids can get.
Fastball is a strike. That was a good read. Kind of a longer read, but a good read.
You just stay over there. Leave me alone.
0-1 the count. That one has popped into the seats. 0-2 the count. Ralph Kelso up above. He loves Baxter's birthday.
Our fine high home cameraman. There's Ralph. President of the D. Baxter Fan Club.
As soon as the camera goes off, he frowns again. Popped up. And that one rattles down below. I tell you, it'd be a great time. I want to see a lot of kids.
Sure,
I mean,
we
there's
do.
the biggest kid in the ballpark. We love Ralphie. We want to see a lot of kids. Just bring in your parents. Mom, Dad, I'm going. Hopefully you're coming with. If not, give me money. As that one just missed the outside corner.
Yep, he'll just take the car keys and come on down. Bringing their mitts to the ball game, that's always a good thing.
How about that? Change up out front of him.
So far, Rodrigo Lopez dominating along with Ubaldo Jimenez. Way out in front of this changeup. You see the grip right there. Yeah. I like that.
So now Jimenez. 0-1 the count over the outside corner. Scoreless ball game.
Tell you what, Mark Wegner, the home plate umpire, his right arm's getting a workout with these guys.
Well, as it should be.
Nothing but strikes from both guys.
0-2 the count. There's the.
Oh, yeah.
The phone call's been made. Someone told her.
The hubby understands.
Baldo can't see you if you're hiding behind the sign.
I'm sure that boy next to mom and dad would love Ubaldo as a stepfather.
Oh, my goodness. Fun at the old ball yard as we roll on this family Sunday. You youngsters out there, it's time to learn. Let's cue it up and take a walk. It's time for D-backs to base. Contractors bring it to us, and we are honored to do a little bit of teaching. Good to see a good friend there, Greg Swindell. As Ubaldo Jimenez. Gracie, is he 4-seam, 2-seam, or both? We were just hearing Swindell teach us about the different fastballs. Is Jimenez almost exclusively 4-seam or 2-seam?
No, I would say he's a little bit of both. I think he throws them both. That's a changeup.
The 0-1. That pitch is in. 1-1 the count. Kelly struck out back in the first inning. It was a changeup down and away.
Gas. My goodness gracious.
Rears back and finds an electric fastball. And the count is 1-2 strikes. Late life on that one, 2-2 the count. Again, lefties hit 165 against Jimenez, our Amica Insurance hit zone. And righties 178. As that one is a changeup, it misses low. 3-2 the count. That changeup at 90 miles an hour. The average fastball for Rodrigo Lopez is 88. That one's driven into left center field. On the right is Gonzalez still going, and he's got it. Well, he made it look easy.
He is a good center fielder, isn't he? We've seen him run down some balls that are really driven, and you just know they're in the gap as that ball smoked to left center field. And he gets great jumps on the ball. Runs to the right spot and makes the play. That's a terrific play right there.
Now you said it best. He gets to the spot and then takes a peek. He realized he could ease down on the trot from a sprint to a trot. As Connor takes a strike over the outside. Now remember, they have Dexter Fowler, who's currently hitting 400 down in AAA. Down in the minor leagues, he's trying to get a little bit stronger, faster, be able to contribute He's not even good enough right now to be on the Rockies outfield club, even on the depth
That's their
chart.
strength. Their strength is their outfield.
Bouncing ball. Troy Tulowitzki in time for the out. Here's Adam LaRoche. He singled back in the first inning. As he bats third for this club for just the second time this year in a starting role. And it's strike one. Boy, you talk about the resume this year for Jimenez. Not a single run allowed in his last 28 plus innings. 10-1 this year. As that is a strike over the inside. 0-2 the count.
I told you, Mark Wegner behind the plate. He's just strike after strike. His job's easy.
And this is the resume that goes along with the strikes being thrown today, keeping Mark Wegner active behind the plate. What a year. Breaking ball is down and in. 1-2 the count. Last year he made 33 starts. He won 15 games, had an ERA of 3.47. But 3.47 is 2.5 runs higher than where he is now. Well, you folks out there are fans of this game. You'd love it if your starting pitcher was sporting an ERA of about 2.7. That's the difference in what his ERA was last year and this year. Fastball, and he blows him away. Singled against him back in the first inning. In that first, by the way, remember, Arizona with the bases loaded and 1 out.
Plate ended up moving backwards as I got closer to, I kind of, refrigerator got on my back towards the end. But, it's like whatever you got to do to win ball games, you're going to have to do it. And I'm excited to be here.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Dontrelle Willis with our Geico quote of the game, talking about what can only be described as the moment of the weekend, his head-first slide into home in the D-Train's D-back debut last night. A win, a second straight win for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, it was interesting standing next to Dontrelle Willis in the clubhouse last night after the game. You could tell he was physically and emotionally exhausted after walking the tightrope all night against the Colorado Rockies. But how everything's kind of lined up for him this week with being traded, buying a house here, pardon me, in Phoenix, and pardon me, eating sunflower seeds down here, guys. But how everything's kind of lined up for him, and what he termed as divine timing, everything just sort of coming together. But the D-Train certainly exhausted after last night's win. A.J. Hinch saying before the game today that in all of his time in baseball, Dontrelle Willis is the most energetic person he's ever been around, and he's only been around him for 3 days now.
And you can see it. He is energetic. He has been good for this club. He will tell you straight that his impact, though, is every 5 days. And he knows that the energy he has in the days in between won't be as impactful if he's not able to continue to find home plate, to throw strikes, and to do what he did last night. But Willis certainly was a nice start as he tries to turn his career around in the National League.
Gas.
That's a couple of times he's had the same method of operation against Gonzalez, getting him to chase up and out of the zone. How about that?
Like you said, up and out of the zone. Gonzalez likes the ball down. Looks like Rodrigo Lopez might have found a hole for Carlos Gonzalez's swing. He likes the ball down. That's where he does his damage. That hole might be up in the zone, and he's exploiting it.
Here is Seth Smith, and he takes a pitch up and away. Scoreless ball game. 1-0 the count. Smith singled back in the first inning. That one is over the inside corner.
That breaking ball was a thing of beauty, wasn't it?
To even the count at 1-1. He had gone no balls and 2 strikes on 5 batters, including the last 4. 0-2. He evens it right back up with a good pitch. Then the fastball in on the hands. Parra is there, and he puts that one away. Great work so far here in the 4th inning for the right-hander, Rodrigo Lopez. Chaz Roberts, air conditioning, cool play. That was cool because he was really teetering, got some help on 3-1, and that double play started it. He was around the plate, outside of the plate a lot last night, but in the end, Grace, I think that was an indicative fire to the dish because he turned it loose. And when he turned it loose, that's when he was most effective, wasn't he?
I think you're absolutely right. And right now, I just think the wildness with Dontrell is there's so much going on with his motion. I mean, it's very unorthodox, his delivery. I think a lot of times when you got that much going on and you're that, like I said, unorthodox, that's a base hit to center field for Troy Tulowitzki. I think a lot of time it's difficult. Darren, you used to pitch. I would imagine it's difficult to repeat that type of delivery every single time, isn't it, when there's that much going on?
It's very similar to a hitter with a lot going on. There's no doubt about it. With let's say a bat wag, Gracie, a leg kick, loading the back leg, just a lot going on. Sure, it's challenging.
But you have to find a way to repeat it. And if he can find a way to repeat it, then he's going to get back to being a special pitcher. But I think that's the problem right now is he can repeat it sometimes, but not every time.
And he actually did. I mean, here's the thing. This is a man who handled doing that very well early in his career.
One thing he did repeat, zeros on the scoreboard.
Mm-hmm. We've talked a lot about the fact that this is a net-sum game. You either win or you lose. You either pitch well or you don't. The 0-1. Oh, pretty piece of hitting. Lines that one in the left center field. Look at that. Troy Tulowitzki doesn't even consider it. Heads right on to third. So runners are on first and third in front of Olivo. A little bit of stress second time through now for Lopez with 2 outs though.
That was a pretty piece of hitting there by Brad Hawk. Out there in the left center field. As you said, Tulowitzki all the way to third base. So now the first scoring opportunity here for the Colorado Rockies here in the 4th.
Mika Insurance hit zone for Olivo. Trying to put together another quality start is Rodrigo Lopez. And we define it up here obviously as 7 innings and 3 earned runs or less, but as the start goes and the stat goes, it's technically 6 and 3. Well, when you're putting up a 1.47, you're doing good things out of that rotation. You only wish that in those 6 games you weren't 2 and 4.
Golly, doesn't make sense, does it? Nice pitch there, right on the outside corner with the breaking ball.
1-1 the count. You said it on the road trip. The losses were coming, but the good starting pitching was there. You said, well, you hope at some point, if the starting pitching keeps up, you'll start winning some of these games.
They won the last two.
The 1-1.
Tried the change up and just missed the outside corner. 2-1.
It's a solid take, too, by the veteran Olivo, who flied to center field back in the second inning. Well, you know when you're facing Jimenez, any run-scoring situation, if you're a defender, is just paramount that you make the play. High fly right field. Play will be made by one Mr. Gerardo Parra. Good things. Love has been in the air all afternoon long. There's no doubt about it. Hey, Grace, my wife says she married me because I look like you.
He is so much better looking than me.
Wow. Game. Folks enjoying a swim in the pool here at Chase. AT&T trivia question. Which two pitchers posted the lowest season ERAs since 1947?
I know one of them. One of them's got to be Bob Gibson.
68. Oh, boy. Oh, that's great.
I forgot how to carry the decimals.
I'll tell you what, kids out there, you creative.
That's good. That's a creative sign,
young
isn't it?
Ladies and gentlemen, including a little bit of a tease of yourself, timely that it's summertime, a little math mention. That may be one of the most big league signs I've seen in my time here.
I agree. Love it.
0-2 the count to Mark Reynolds. Mark walked back in the first inning.
Good night.
Right down the middle.
Had him looking for an off-speed pitch. Gosh, I can't imagine going up and facing a guy that's throwing 98 and looking for an off-speed pitch. It's hard to do.
And that number keeps coming down with regard to ERA.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to have to put another carryover. .8. School's out. I forgot to carry. They're great. Giving Ubaldo the business. Confident enough to give him the business and incorporate school in that sign. Can I share something with you folks and Gracie?
Sure.
I'm very proud of the fans after this club has come home losing every single game on a road trip. The energy, the turnstile numbers, the creativity in the seats.
Be proud of yourselves, fans.
We'd be we'd be dishonest with you if we weren't as disappointed as you were from the last road trip and thinking that it might not be this way. But you have really surprised us, and we tip our cap to you. 2-2 the count. I'm hoping, and we'll keep reminding him when we see him, that those guys in that third base dugout understand and appreciate it as well. Well done this weekend. 2-2. Bouncing ball. Oh my. Played it on an in-between hop. Made it look easy over there. Wow. 2 outs. And that's the best part when school's out. See more youngsters.
Long summer.
I feel like it's almost over. Flying by.
Huh?
Look at the Diamondback Little Leaguers. See, we found some of those. Those are a little older than Little Leaguers. They were youth leaguers. 1-0 the count. To Gerardo Parra. Grounded out to second, back in the second inning. Fly ball, center field, coming on in. Uh-oh! Collision now trickles away. How far will he go? Racing on around. Bo Porter with a decision to make, throws up the stop sign. Gonzalez and Smith came together, and with a little bit of miscommunication, it was almost 4 bags. Wow.
Wow is right. Off the label, and then 2 guys coming together at the same time. They both pulled off and forgot about the baseball. Parra going hard all the way. And it was exciting for a moment, but Bo Porter made the right decision. There was no way he was going to be able to score in that situation. So Bo Porter stops him at third. Now it's up to Chris Snyder to possibly give his team the lead.
Ball that should have been caught. And that one is over the inside, missed. One and 0 the count. Bouncing ball to third on a backhand. Long throw, and Snyder is retired. So the runner is stranded at third. A little bit of a gift from that man, and the D-backs couldn't cash in. Ballpark scoreless ball game, top of the 5th inning as we roll along our AT&T trivia question. Two pitchers posting lowest ERA since 1947. Is Pedro another one? Bob Gibson in 68. Oh, Doc Gooden in 85. White Gooden a 1.53 in 1985. Well, that's a great question. As we welcome you back to the ballpark. Folks holding up their signs out there in Uptown.
Yeah, we got some good signs today.
And there's the first D-bag game for that little one out there. Look at all garbed up. That's great. Way to go, Jacob. Well, whoever Jacob is, way to go.
And whatever you did, way to go. You wanted the best, you got the best. The hottest team in the world, D-backs. Do you know what that's off?
What's that?
Back in the day, in the 70s, the band Kiss did a live album. And they come on saying, you always get introduced onto the stage, and that's the way Kiss was introduced on stage in Detroit, Michigan. The announcer comes out and says, you wanted the best, you got the best. The hottest band in the world, Kiss.
So that's a
straight
Kiss reference.
That's a
nice.
Kiss reference right there.
Hey, happy 90th down there. Congratulations. 90 more.
God
for that
love you,
lovely
honey.
lady. As that one is outside. And we appreciate you spending it with us. There's the young one down there. The 2-1. Got a lot of rock and roll in you, Gracie. A lot of rock and roll history. I like that.
I used to love Kiss. Still do.
In Detroit, huh?
Still do.
We'll be in Detroit here in about a week and a half.
That's right, we will be.
Oh, you bet. Heading to the Motor City.
Can't wait to get down there and hang out in the what are they called? The
Hamtramck.
Hamtramck.
Oh, we're going back. I know you went every time last year. You went every single
right.
time you did a network game.
All my Polish friends down there.
We're going to go to the Polish Village, the fine restaurant there.
Hamtramck.
About that sign. The 3-2 to Todd Helton. Into right field it goes. Parra racing over. Cuts it down and keeps it at a single.
Boy, nice play there by Gerardo Parra and Todd Helton. Starting this inning with a base hit. He got a change up there and flipped it out into right field. Parra does a really good job of getting over, and then he's got a cannon. I mean, getting it in right to the cutoff man, just the way you're taught.
So Helton reaches.
And in this pitcher's duel, Darren, who's going to blink first?
Well, both pitchers have been solid in locking down scoring situations. Diamondbacks still will, as that one is low and in. Taking a look at Quest high-speed internet, high-speed pitch. Ubaldo getting triple digits today. Rodrigo 91. Hey, what if I'm a Rockies fan? I love Ian Stewart when he drives it in the gap.
I don't know who he's kidding there, bunting. Nice pitch there right at the knees to even the count 1-1. Both pitchers proving that even if you throw 85 miles an hour or 100 miles an hour, you can still get major league hitters out.
Curveball pounded it off his foot. One and two the count. Stewart grounded out back in the third inning. Helton started the inning off with a single. Diamondbacks looking for a sweep of these Colorado Rockies today. Got him to chase up and away. Helton started the inning with a single, a little bit more on Todd. Let's find Mark McClune. Mark?
Just a quick thought on Helton, who wasn't supposed to play today but talked his way back into the lineup. And Jim Tracy said he was going to give him 2 days off because the way Helton's been playing has just been tearing him up. Only 10 RBIs on the season. And at 37 years old, you wonder if Todd Helton is starting to decline. But in talking to a couple of the Rocky riders who have been around him for a long time, who said he went through the same thing back in 2003 and was so torn up about it, he was trying anything, shaving in between at-bats. He ended up finishing that season 5th in hitting in the National League.
Thank you, Mark. And I would imagine not many people writing him off, not yet. So there is a single by Clint Barmas, a couple of runners on, and now Ubaldo Jimenez.
He'll be called on to bunt here. That's Rich Dower down there at third base. Boy, he had a good career, second baseman for the Baltimore Orioles, those great Baltimore teams. Can't say that anymore, can you? Great Baltimore teams.
Unfortunately, no, and it's a shame.
Because that is a great baseball city, Baltimore, Maryland.
And really the first retro ballpark to be out front of everybody else.
Camden Yards there. Such a great baseball tradition in that city, and it's too bad.
That one is fouled off. And so 0-1 the count, Ubaldo Jimenez.
Dave Tremblay lost his job just recently. The former manager, now they've got Juan Samuel as an interim manager there. Not sure what they're trying to do there in Baltimore.
Well, they seem a little bit lost. You know, it's easy to say, and it's right when you say, well, the East. Well, what you learn with the East is that the window, yes, it doesn't open as long when New York and Boston are in your division. As that one is bunted foul, 0-2 the count. So the window doesn't stay open as long, but you know who doesn't want to hear that excuse? Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay does not want to hear that excuse.
Toronto.
This is twice in the last couple of years that they've done this. Toronto is hanging in, and it's now June. And so at some point it's a challenge, but it can't be an excuse.
I agree.
It makes your life tough. I have no doubt about it, because those two juggernauts will always, you know what they'll be? They'll just be great pace cars all the time.
That's a good point. But eventually, when you're a nice bunt.
The play is right there behind the runners at first, and he makes it. So a sac bunt with 2 strikes. Runners on second and third with 2 outs in this scoreless ball game. Continue, my friend.
But eventually, you know, because you're continually getting a very high draft pick or picks, don't you eventually think some of those players end up being quality major league players? I mean, they've got a couple of guys that are major league quality players, like Nick Markakis. He's a good player. But boy, a lot of these guys just have not panned out.
That pitch is low. 1-0 the count to Carlos Gonzalez. He has struck out on high fastballs in his first 2 at-bats of this ball game. 1 for his last 10 with runners in scoring position. Lifted up and into the seats it goes. And so 1-1 the count. Was that on the fly?
I think it was.
Wait a minute now.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a contract.
That is
we got to get one down
contract.
to him. Yep, there it is.
Congratulations.
Coming to the Diamondbacks game on us. Discount at the team store.
Love it.
That one is high and away. He almost deserves 2 for then giving it to the youngster.
Nice play, my friend.
That's his idea.
There's Derek Hall.
We're just carrying it out for you. 2-1 the count. CEO loves that contract. Ground ball in the hole. What a piece of hitting. That doesn't score 1. It scores 2. He had scuffled with runners on. He had chased fastballs up and out of the zone, but this time Gonzalez delivers a huge blow to his former club.
Well, he got a fastball down the middle, and he did exactly what you're supposed to do with it, and that is smoke it. Right past Augie Ojeda, 2-run score. And the Diamondbacks couldn't take care of their scoring opportunity. The Colorado Rockies, with the help of Ubaldo Jimenez and his sacrifice bunt, now it's a 2-0 ball game, and it is officially an uphill battle from here.
I tell you what, 1 for 3 today against the Diamondbacks, but against Arizona this year.
Kills the Diamondbacks.
15 hits, just a tick under 500. 13, now make it 14 RBIs against Arizona this year. 14 RBIs, he has 36 on the year. He has 14 RBIs against Arizona. One of his counterparts in the outfield, Connor Jackson, has 7 RBIs all year.
All year.
He has just gotten one big hit after another. And if you're a Rockies fan, what you love about that for this young man, that wasn't a swinging for the fences, ran into a base hit. That was a gorgeous piece of hitting.
Yeah, not trying to hit it a long ways. Just all it takes is a lousy single, and that's 2 runs for Ubaldo Jimenez. He got him.
Yeah, you bet. Quick feet. Worth praising. That's worth criticizing. I'm sure he'll hear about it. But the one thing you know, even if you pick him off, if you're Rodrigo, they don't erase those 2 runs. Baseball and softball style. You see Arizona 2-2, top of the 8th in the elimination game versus Baylor 1-1, and of course ASU is rolling. They'll take on the winner of the San Diego Hawaii game tonight. Arizona softball 2-1 in the World Series and leading 3-0 in a rematch bottom of the 4th against Tennessee. Love looking at the local college scene, and congratulations. And by the way, young man out of FIU continuing that hitting streak, 56 games. Garrett Whittle says that one is fouled off. Augie Ojeda into the seats. Is a sophomore, is not a draft eligible sophomore, so he'll be back looking to extend it next year. Of course, Robin Ventura at Oklahoma State, that 58-game hitting streak. And that team eliminated from their regional. A little topper. Jimenez off the mound. Sets and throws about 102 over to first to get Augie Ojeda. So 1-3 on the ground out there. Well, the talk is that should Arizona State, and you hope they will, they just need to win 1 if it even is 2 games. If they win this evening, that they will host next week in a super regional. And with their ranking at number 1, they will host the Super Regional here. And they are lined up to take on Arkansas should they get out of their regional. So we'll see. As that one runs in. 30 straight scoreless innings for Ubaldo Jimenez. And with the out, the streak just rolls on. Franchise record. As that one is away. 2-0 the count. So it looks like next weekend you'll have the same chances you had this weekend, just to load it up with baseball. There's that one, misses in. I would imagine, I'm just assuming, that most of you, once this game ends, you're going to hop right in your car, you're heading down to campus, you'll go watch some more baseball. The 3-0. Taken all the way, 3-1 the count. Some good crowds down there, and we know it's warm. That's what water's for. 3-2 the count. Best of luck to our college scene, Coach Esme, Coach Lopez. His squad out on the road, a little tougher to get out of a regional on the road. Right down the middle. Rolling is Jimenez. Want to remind everyone about Kachinko. Partnering up with our good friends with Gila River Casinos. Learn how you can play right here at Chase Field by going to the interactive kiosk near Section 111 during Diamondbacks regular season home games. It's Kachinko. And looking forward to later on in the season when we'll be doing a game from out there. That one is a strike. 2-1 the count, or 0-1 the count, I should say. 2-0 the score. Nearly got him. That one sailed in. And at 92, you wonder if he might have pulled a changeup. Or if that was a really hard slider he got on the side of. That was his fastballs in the mid to high 90s. 1-1 the count. We'll throw an occasional cut fastball. Now a changeup. Ouch. Levo hops around. Kelly struck out in the first inning, flied out in the third. Off the end of the bat, dumps it into right center field. Johnson with a good aggressive turn. So we're looking at Kelly Johnson again, a running situation. Seeing if he can move himself into scoring position, pushing the envelope right out of the gates. See if you take a chance here against Ubaldo Jimenez. Kelly's got 5, as we mentioned, stolen bases, but Jimenez has really stepped up his game in shutting down the running game. Connor chops that one foul. Two to nothing the score. Well, you hope if you're Arizona, and it's tough to do for a pitcher that's only given up 3 runs on the road all year, you'd love some sort of an answer back. Fly ball, center field. That won't happen this inning as Connor is erased. Base runner stranded. 2-0 the score. Rockies lead it behind Ubaldo.
nothing. Time to take a look at our good sport of the week. Our good sport of the week this week is Jackie Joyner-Kersee, the 6-time medalist in the Olympics, was given the First Lady in Sports Award by a youth group for a lifetime of inspiring young girls to compete in sports. Jackie Joyner-Kersee, our good sport of the week. And an honorable mention, guys, in the on-deck circle right now, Troy Tulowitzki. You noticed earlier the flow he's got in the back, the hair. He's actually growing a mullet for charity. Right now it's 4.5 inches off the top of his ear. He's growing it for Colorado Children's Hospital and Special Olympics. You can donate $25 at coloradorockies.com/mullet and receive a Troy Tulowitzki mullet cap with the hair coming out of the back end. Troy Tulowitzki, an honorable mention, our good sport of the week, and he's going to grow that all year, guys.
Good thing for a good cause. And it better be for a good cause.
Bad hair for a good cause.
That's exactly right. It better be. That's a great title. Bad hair for a good cause. So Smith is erased. Well, it's funny. You go back to 07 when he was really a baby in this game, and he was public enemy #1 as he and Justin Upton had their exchanges. All part of being a young baseball player and a successful one. But the more you go toe-to-toe with him, sitting up here especially, as he drives that one to right field, sending Cora back, that one's gone. The more you respect him. He interrupted my sentence to back up what we were talking about. Home run number 8 for Tulowitzki. 29 runs batted in, and he just crushed that one to right.
Fastball right down the middle again. And plenty out of here into about the first or second row. Nice grab out there in right center field. Well, those are some big blows here when you got a opponent like Jimenez on the mound. Bad hair, good baseball player.
Very good baseball player. That's kind of hockey hair, isn't it?
Have you seen some of the Woolly Boogers playing hockey for Chicago and Philadelphia these days? They've had about a month of growth on their face and their hair.
Love it.
Terrible. But they're good hockey players.
Good hockey players. Well, who needs a really good-looking hairdo when you don't even have teeth?
That's a great point.
You know what I mean? Getting your teeth knocked out all the time.
I mean, they look like ZZ Top.
The 2-1.
Out there banging bodies.
2-2, the count, a changeup. It's got a little hockey hair to it.
Little Barry Melrose.
It's very well maintained, though, as you say, to be hockey hair. He leans more toward the Woolly Booger side, I think. Todd Helton's a guy that can crawl up into a tree stand and come down like 4 days later.
And I think he probably has many times.
Two balls and 2 strikes to count. Bouncing ball and into center field. It's a base hit for Hawk. You were talking about the Stanley Cup Finals and some of the just out in the wilderness looks. Here's Scott Hartnell. How about that? Is that what you're talking about?
That's a lot of hair. Growing it out. And the tradition in hockey is, as long as the playoffs go, you don't shave, you don't get a haircut. Well, those Blackhawks and Flyers are just woolly as can be. But I love it. It's the way it should be. Well, you're allowed to shower, just not shave or get a haircut.
Okay.
Like that rascal. Hey. What we got there?
0-1 the count, 3-0 the score. That one's belted center field. That has Young on the run. He's still going. Tracking. He's got it. Heading back to first. Getting back is off after the single. Well, we have praised the defensive prowess of Carlos Gonzalez, former Diamondback, current Diamondback Chris Young, stride for stride right there with him.
Yeah, that's a beautiful play. Maybe an even more difficult play than Carlos Gonzalez had. Runs it down. All of a sudden, Rodrigo Lopez starting to get squared up here in the 6th inning. Trying to battle through here. See if he can get through 6. I'm sure A.J. Hinch would love him to be able to get through 7.
Huge jump throw by Snyder into center field. And so that will snap the errorless streak for Chris Snyder. A streak that was running at 240 games all the way back to August 22nd of 2007.
Big jump there from Brad Hopp, and Snyder just launches it into center field. And that was a nice run there. All good things come to an end.
That's a long, long time. Third longest streak in Major League history by a catcher. Two and 0 the count. Mike Redmond number 1, Mike Matheny number 2. Two and 1.
Nice pitch.
2 balls and 2 strikes to count.
Locked him up on the inside corner. Todd Helton got an intense look about him today, doesn't he?
He really does. He was not going to play today. Banged on the manager's door. Talked his way in. I think he's earned the right to talk his way into the lineup.
Yeah.
And that's a manager that is really in tune with his players as well. Wouldn't you say? Doesn't mean you have to be their buddy, folks. Doesn't mean that at all. Just being in tune with them.
You're not supposed to be their friend. You're supposed to be their manager.
That's right. 3-2 is low. It's ball 4. And so battling through it, a walk to Todd Helton. He has singled, he has walked, and now Mel Stottlemyre Jr. will visit. 81 pitches, so if you're going by that, he is fine. But again, you have to go with what your eyes see. Just as if a guy is strong at 115, disregard the numbers. If he's tired at 81, disregard the pitch count.
You just watch and see, is he getting squared up? Are they starting to get good swings off of him? The answer right now is yes. They're starting to get better swings off of him. So you're hoping he can find a way to get back to the corners, miss the barrels of the bat.
Maybe, just maybe, this will give him a chance. To catch his breath. Nothing doing yet in the bullpen.
Well, Ian Stewart has been handled rather easily twice today with a strikeout and a slow roller, and he's going to be handled easily again.
Catching his breath, you bet he does get out of it. 4-6, but a homer in the inning by Troy Tulowitzki. have to when you're facing Ubaldo Jimenez. Jack in the box taking a look at these missed opportunities. Unfortunately, you have a miscue, you have an error. You have a base hit that follows. Adam LaRoche, Reynolds walked, but then a 4-6-3 double play ends that inning. And they knew, these Diamondbacks did, that they would be putting the pressure on. Parra, outfielders don't get together. It ends up being a three-bagger, Chris Snyder. And with a ground out, pretty well struck, but it ends the inning. In the first inning, 3 base runners against Jimenez. He threw 29 pitches. In the innings that have followed, he is only throwing 13 pitches per inning.
Yeah, he's been in a rocking chair ever since that first inning. He's been in that rocking chair all year.
He certainly has. 84 pitches, 2-0 the count to LaRoche. Fly ball, right field. Broke his bat. And there to put it away is Brad Hawk. Now, Gracie, quick question for you. At what point do we start taking San Diego seriously? I think we've arrived, haven't we?
I was going to say maybe 2 weeks ago.
Okay, they won again in Philadelphia 6-5 today.
Wow. Anytime you can pitch, you are dangerous. And San Diego has the best bullpen in all of baseball, along with some awfully good starters.
Well, there's no doubt.
And anytime you can pitch, you're going to be in every single game, Darren.
Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. Padres overall with a 3.04 team ERA. They are the best defensive team in baseball. 989 fielding percentage. As that's a strike. That's strike 3. Locked him up with a fastball. It's a couple of fastballs he's gotten him with that ended up with run over the plate. I want to remind everyone that 11 years have gone by and replay returns with an all-new season. Gatorade reuniting after 11 years. 2 high school rivals looking to finally settle the score.
Somewhere in Michigan, right?
Don't miss the documentary right here, June 20th at 9 on Fox Sports Arizona. The 1999 Catholic Central Shamrocks from Detroit and the Trenton Trojans. As that one is away. 1-0 the count.
Tebow that. Gordie Howe somehow is wrapped into that, isn't he?
Well, he'll act as the commissioner for that one. There's no doubt. He's the game day commissioner.
Mr. Hockey.
You and I think, are going to stop by on this road trip to Detroit Catholic Central High School.
I think we should
take
stop
some
by.
Stuff over there.
Maybe. Go down memory lane with them.
2-1 the count.
Oh, remember 1999.
It airs that Sunday. We will be in Detroit when that program airs. In on the hands, it's pop foul. Actually flying back here to Arizona to take on the Yankees. Wrapping up the series in Detroit.
That's true.
You will have to TVR it, TiVo it, whatever you do. I know in your case you like to pop a VHS in and set the timer.
I will go old school on you. You're right. You're right.
You know he'll be watching. 2-2. Bouncing ball, easy chance, easy inning. 1, 2, 3. Ubaldo, he really is in that rocking chair. He's got an ascot and a lapdog now. Diamondbacks baseball brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Southwest.com. Grab your bag. It is on. Quest high-speed internet. Blazing fast speeds. They won't burn up your wallet. Your Valley Hyundai dealer. 7th inning stretch. Your dollar is upon us. Now Hyundai, the most fuel-efficient car maker in America. Hop online and visit valleyhyundaidealers.com. Taking a ride into the ballpark here. As that one is a pop-up. Barmas, first pitch. And that'll help for a man who has had to work a lot more in the 5th and the 6th innings. He ended up throwing in those 2 innings 35 pitches, and everything was easier for Rodrigo in the first 4 innings. 3 runs and 5 hits allowed in those 5th and 6th innings combined.
You think they would pinch hit for Ubaldo Jimenez?
I don't think so.
Nope, he's going to hit for himself.
I don't think so. Jimenez takes a strike right down the middle. Attaboy.
Keep it going.
Got the rally beads on. 0-2 the count. Nice. It's like a young Mark Grace up there.
You know, I was just about to say that.
The 0-2. Just missed. 1-2 the count.
Getting tired.
All right, sit down, little Gracie. What? Well, hey, I've got the glove.
Yeah, got the glove, the beads.
The 1-2. 2-2 the count. He's ready for a foul ball. That looks like you on the team charter when I sit by you.
With the beads and everything.
You got the glove. You ready to roll? 2-2 is outside. 3-2 the count.
You know what?
Yes.
Now it's starting to look like me on the charter flight. Heading down the aisles like that. Hi, AJ.
The 3-2. Strike 3 over the outside corner. Let's take a trip into the minor leagues. It's time for Waiting in the Wings. Oh, I knew you'd like that. Brian Woodall this season at Visalia. He just finally, a couple of days ago, gave up his first run all year long out of Auburn. Very good sinker and a good slider. And doing great work out of the bullpen in Visalia. Would tip our cap to a young man waiting in A-ball, Brian Woodall.
Well, you would call him a poor man's Ubaldo Jimenez.
I think he'd love to be called that.
Wow. Brian Woodham. Bring him up.
You ready for him?
I'm ready for him. I'm ready to see that sinker out of Auburn. I'm ready. Like a Tim Hudson Auburn sinker.
Yes. Base hit, left field for Gonzalez.
He's going to second.
That is a double, and he went to second the entire time. He made no bones about it. How about that?
Once again, a swing that's under control, not trying to knock it into next week, and then just sure hustle all the way into second base. That kick can play.
I mean, at one point, that young man was waiting in the wings.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that trade that brought Dan Herron to town. Well, what do you think of that new introduction to our fine segment, keeping an eye on the youngsters in the minor leagues?
Waiting in the wings.
It's very loud. It kind of sounds and reminds me of that movie, The Crow.
Really?
Yeah, that was that voice, like The Crow. That's a big league movie, by the way.
I'm going to spend some time with my 2 daughters tonight. Should we?
I think you should go rent The Crow. Absolutely.
It's a family movie.
Download it. Yes, absolutely. The girls will love it. It's a big league movie. Anybody that's seen it will tell you that's a big league movie. I'm looking forward to that. I might do that myself with my boys. Maybe we can get the families together tonight.
No.
Maybe shove The Crow in there and just watch the kids light up as they watch it.
You like put a crow in the oven?
No, it's the movie.
Get everyone together and just eat some crow? 1-0.
That voice kind of sounded like The Crow. Is that your voice?
No.
At the end of the day, Rodrigo, you've thrown a very good baseball game, my friend.
Boy, you can say that again. And that young man is excited. Time for our APS Energy All-Star of the game. And who else, Gracie, but Ubaldo Jimenez. It's just what he's been doing for the last couple of weeks, all season long. A 32-inning scoreless streak now with a dominating right-hander, and he's done it, again, getting off the hook a bit in the first inning, but dominating stuff for Jimenez.
He's making a very difficult game look very easy.
I want a Mark Reynolds t-shirt.
Where can he get one of those, Darren? Can he get one of those at the team shop?
He can get one at the team shop. I had my everything handy. There's a giveaway right there. There it is. There'll be one coming up. He wants one of his own. All the youngsters getting their Mark Reynolds t-shirts today.
Well, I want one.
They all have. I mean, you can go in there and get the big adult one. There you go. They're giving away today. I just gave you one. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you.
Love the team shop.
I'm going to take that and I'm going to put that on.
You can do all your shopping on dbags.com.
Can I wear a boys medium?
Well, I think you can if you're Jason Giambi. Here's Gerardo Parr. On the ground. You've been giving him the business about those tight T-shirts, calling it what'd you call a schmedium?
Schmedium.
And by the way, we
love him.
Oh, we love him. It's exactly what we'd say with him sitting right here, though he did borrow that young man's shirt today. What a great guy. What a great disposition. Here's Chris Snyder. One away. Shutout baseball.
Again.
As that one is low. You know, down there in the bullpen, Matt Belisle, he's got a seat, as that one is a strike. And as he settles into that bullpen, Belisle, it's his birthday today. You know, relief pitcher for the Colorado Rockies. And on his birthday, well, it's just a nice, relaxing day. When Ubaldo Jimenez on the mound and you're a relief pitcher, now you just settle into your seat. And that's what he is doing.
You know what's funny is, you know the name Cam Bonifay?
Oh, you bet.
One of the great scouts in the game. Been around the game for a long, long time. Speak of the devil, there he is. Had a great analogy about facing Ubaldo Jimenez. Facing him is like facing a closer every single inning.
Oh, my goodness. That is perfectly put.
It's like facing a closer every single inning. And I don't think that it can be summed up any better than that.
Who was that for you? Was it Gooden? Was Gooden that tough?
He was tough, but I didn't get him that year. He had a 1.53.
Okay.
He, by the time 88 came around, 89, 90, his ERA skied into like 2.2, or 2.3. He wasn't near the pitcher he was in 85. But yeah, he was like that. David Cohn in his heyday was like that. Mike Scott, yet you could hear the rubber bands in the baseball go by when Mike Scott was pitching. He had that chisel out there on the mound with him.
Come on now.
He's been known to deface the baseball.
0-1 the count.
Gas.
Bonifay, of course, for a long time, and that's a perfect comparison that he gave you. General manager for quite some time in the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably where a lot of folks remember him. You can see the leader, major league leader, and all of it's going down. Everything's getting better. Change up, and Augie goes down on strikes.
That's the change up. Way out in front of it is Augie Ojeda. But yeah, it's like facing. I had to face Billy Wagner in his heyday when he was pitching for the Houston Astros
for an inning.
Yeah, and it's like facing that for 9 innings. And I just think that is a great analogy. As Rusty Ryle steps in, he's going to hit for Rodrigo Lopez, who once again, Darren, was terrific today. He was terrific.
7 innings, 9 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. In our world, in this booth anyway, a quality start is not 6-3. 7-3 is, and that is a quality start. Matter of fact, the Diamondbacks in their previous 15 games in which one of their starters gave them 7 innings and 3 earned runs or less, 7 or more innings, they're 6-9 in those games.
Wow.
And they have lost their last 4 ball games in which the starter has done that. Well, the logic is fair. I mean, the logic to say, well, they ran into some good pitching. It's true. But at some point, all the accountability that we've heard of over the last week especially, you hope that they can find a way in some of those games where you go 7 and give up 3 runs, or do better than that to have a winning record. Ryle breaks his bat, and the inning comes to an end. We don't want to lose sight, though, of the utter domination again this afternoon by the best pitcher in Major League Baseball, Ubaldo Jimenez. ballpark. The Atlanta Braves come to town, and Georgia boy Stephen Drow hopes his club is ready. Mr. Hayward is ready. Bobby Cox, retiring manager. And we take a look ahead at the Miller Lite What's Brewing tomorrow. Derek Lowe against Dan Herron. Danny was great last time out. So was Edwin. Chris Medlin works in that one. Kenshin Kawakami continues to struggle this year. That's a tough watch. He can be good. It's just had a lot of tough pitching and bad luck. And then Hansen against Dontrell. It's going to be a fun matchup. Derek Lowe has never pitched well in this ballpark. Had a few decent outings in 08. And they were big because he was a Dodger and they were trying to fend off and eliminate the Diamondbacks. And he has been great, but Derek Lowe had some of those big outings. But overall, Derek does not like this ballpark. See what Dontrell has in store for the Dodgers. Meantime, Ubaldo Jimenez as Cesar Valdez, sinker ball specialist, right-hander, takes over. Jimenez has gone 33 scoreless innings. His ERA now on the year is 0.72. And his scoreless inning streak against the Diamondbacks alone is now 26 innings. 0-1 the count. Good dive on the fastball. You know, you realize when you're in the presence of a special year, a special week, a special career, this is just a hard-to-explain season. You always saw the stuff as Tulo pops up to the first baseman. But he didn't put it all together. He's done it this year. Beautiful piece of hitting, an RBI. Carlos Gonzalez, he drove in a pair in the 5th inning. And then Troy Tulowitzki. That is all the offense in this ballgame. And that is our game summary. Arizona again with a true quality start, statistically anyway. One that we're not as much respectful of up here, but 6 innings, 3 earned runs or less. They've done that 27 times, not including today. Hot shot, LaRoche is there with a dive. Valdez covers and in time for the out.
On a day when Ubaldo Jimenez is taking care of the Diamondback bats, he can still help out by making defensive plays. Adam LaRoche with the dive to his right, taking away extra bases from Brad Haupt, and possibly saving a run. That's the way you play the game of baseball.
So now with 2 outs, Miguel Olivo, the reigning Cy Young Award winner, as a matter of fact, 2-time winner Tim Lincecum today in Pittsburgh. Went 7 innings, gave up 3 earned runs. So he wasn't perfect, but he was better than he's been. Last couple of starts, his ERA is up and above 5. He has been human at least. But he left with a lead. He left with a 5-3 lead, and then in the bottom of the 9th inning, Wilson suffered a blown save. Gave up 2 runs in that outing, as that one is outside. A game in which the Giants would eventually win in 10, 6-5. So Lincecum better. The brothers are going to get it going. Ground ball, and playing it on a backhand is Mark Reynolds. Just in time for the out. Olivo always makes the most of it out there.
any angle that you look at Ubaldo Jimenez, he has been absolutely outstanding today. No runs for the Diamondbacks, just 4 hits, and Jimenez is a topic that his skipper Jim Tracy never grows tired of talking about. Every city that he goes to, he has to talk about Jimenez at length for the in-town riders, and he went through that process as he came to Phoenix for Game 1 of the series on Friday night, saying that Jimenez is a guy that he didn't know if he was ready to take over and take the ball on opening day and be the lead horse for this pitching staff, but thought it was worth giving him a shot. It was kind of a decision, though, he teetered about, did Jim Tracy, and now he looks back and laughs because he feels like Jimenez wanted so bad to prove his manager right. It's had a huge effect on how he's pitched this season. Tracy said that the biggest difference from Jimenez last season, the season before to this season, has been fastball command. Hasn't had to show his entire repertoire until later on in the outing. Would you agree with that today, guys?
Yeah, certainly his command is better. That one is driven deep into the corner. Off the wall it goes on a bare hand, firing it back in. A stand-up double by Kelly Johnson. Fastball command much better, but command of all pitches, really. He is as sharp as a tack. But Kelly let it travel and drove it the other way.
Well, he did let it travel. Right down the left field line. Bangs off the top of the fence. And a leadoff double there for Kelly Johnson, who swung the bat very well off Ubaldo today. 2 base hits. He was also had a double taken away earlier by center fielder Carlos Gonzalez. So Kelly Johnson just continues to pound the baseball this year.
Kelly really loves hitting here at home as well, as that one is away. By the way, anytime the Diamondbacks score 6 runs or more, Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the next day. That pitch is low, and the count is 2-0.
Colorado bullpen starting to get loose here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 6 outs to go.
26-year-old right-hander Ubaldo Jimenez. In a year in which so many pitchers have ERAs below 3, and the worm has turned, if you will, for pitchers against offensive players. There's a lot of these pitchers that are young. They're great stories. There are oldsters who thought their careers were over having great years on the mound. They're guys you'd expect as Weimel gets ready, Betancourt gets ready. 3-1 the count. The Diamondbacks have dealt with some of the talented young pitchers as well. They've dealt with Ubaldo, Josh Johnson, Tim Lincecum. There's a couple of more they'll see over the next month or so.
Tim Hudson, an ERA of 2 this year.
The 3-1. High fly ball, deep left field. The first long ball of 2010 for Connor Jackson. And the second home run allowed this season by Ubaldo Jimenez. It is Connor's first home run in more than a calendar year. His last one, April 14th against Josh Kinney of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Good for Connor Jackson. Now all of a sudden that dugout's got some life. And a no-doubt tape measure. Takes a change-up, middle in, and just crushes it. Way out of here, about 15 rows deep. And Ubaldo can't believe what just happened because, well, it just doesn't happen to him this year.
In one swing of a bat, he gave up 2 runs. He had given up 3 all year long on the road.
So after a visit from his pitching coach, Bob Apodaca.
Fulton Holmes home run, another $150 to the Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. Second home run allowed of the year, and who else would hit it but Big Adam Dunn hit the other one. Can't get enough of him. Can't get enough of that young man. That's good to see as the changeup stays high. 2-0 the count. Wow, that's got to feel good. Now Connor, too, Starting to have a pretty good series. 2 for 3 coming in with 2 walks against Colorado. Walking a little bit more. Home run cut. So the Diamondbacks finally break through. That ends the scoreless inning streak at 33 innings. Scoreless inning streak against the Diamondbacks comes to an end as well at 26 innings. And that one is low. 3-1 the count. Trying to reach, trying to sweep if they can in fact do anything else and win this game. It's ball 4.
Hey, Baldo not reacting well to the long ball. Like I said, this is uncharted ground for him this year, Dan.
There's that energy in there wearing number 35. This is also 118 pitches. And I think it's also the end.
That is the end. And Mark Reynolds, who always has that puncher's chance. Looks like he's going to get Betancourt. But it was a pleasure to watch that young man pitch. He's being removed from the game.
3 times, including today, 2 runs allowed. 3 times, 1 run allowed. 6 times, no runs allowed this year. Have you back. A long ball by Connor Jackson, chasing the best pitcher in baseball from the game. What an unlikely source, too. More than a calendar year since he has hit a home run. And when you look at Ubaldo Jimenez and his successes here in 4 starts, absolute domination. That's only the 2nd home run he has ever allowed here in this ballpark. This is his 5th start, and he came in this ballpark with a 1.30 ERA. He's owned the Diamondbacks, so to come up with a big hit.
Doubt.
Now look, let's be straight about this though, folks. He's still on the hook to win this game. But it's nice to do something.
Well, Mark Reynolds, once again, who always has that puncher's chance. He struck out a couple of times today. He's also walked. As Rafael Betancourt is going to come on and take his chances with the big slugger. One mistake here, and the Diamondbacks will have the lead.
And you'd love to see it from Mark. He's walked, he has struck out twice on fastballs. Something told him something else might have been coming earlier with 2 strikes on him. Fastball is high, up and away the count, 1-0 to Mark.
I imagine a 93-mile-an-hour fastball right now looks kind of slow.
You can add about 5 or 6 miles an hour to that, and you've reached Ubaldo Jimenez. Mark gets better with runners on, hitting only 144 with the bases empty, 310 with runners on. Go figure that out. The 1-0. Fastball in, popped up, looking for room is Olivo. Still looking, and he's got it. So Mark pops up. And now Chris Young. Talking about getting that ball up to his ear quickly, breaking out of his glove. Mark was 1 for 2 with a homer against Betancourt. Chris has grounded out 3 times. He has another chance to do something offensively. He'd love to have that first inning back. When Jimenez made the pitch of the game to this point.
He's got a chance to make up for it right here, Darren Sutton.
Bases were loaded. There was 1 out, and Ubaldo threw him a pitch below his knees and induced a ground ball. Made a pitch and got Young to roll into a double play. Close games are nothing for Arizona lately anyway. Nail biters, nerves, and acid, whatever you want to call them. Team record tying 6 straight 1-run games. Closers and managers and nerves, oh my.
Gas right by him.
One ball and 1 strike.
Boy, he's challenging right down the middle twice in a row. Chris Young very upset with himself. That was his pitch. That's what we've seen Chris Young hit a lot of home runs on this pitch right there. You can see he's upset with himself.
The 1-2. That one bounces in there. 2-2 the count. I want to wish Tom Allison and the scouting department very good luck tomorrow in the Major League Baseball draft. 6th overall pick. Good luck, gentlemen. You've spent a year preparing for it. Tomorrow's your day. 2-2 the count. Popped it up again. It's coming our way. Oh, man. Oh, yes. So
Congratulations,
3-2 the score.
Darren caught it. Nicely done, Darren. Attaboy. Great hands.
Thank you. Two and two the count. Shot, base hit, left field. And now feels like a good luck ball. I'll hold on to it. Chris Young with a base hit. So something to brew, and even more. The tying run with 1 out is now at second base. Just a fastball up right at the chest. Got his foot down. Everything is shorter and quicker this year. Those long swings where the bat was in the zone, in and out for a second, few and far between. So Young with his first hit of the day, his 4th hit of the series. And here's Gerardo Parra. Parra got a little bit of help, a triple when Gonzalez and Smith couldn't get together in communication in the fourth. Otherwise, he is grounded out twice. Stay off the ground here. And this is where last year Parra showed himself tops amongst his peers, especially of all rookies, amongst his peers, I should say. In his career, including this year, Parra hits .228 with no one on base and .351 with runners on. Now they'll talk about it. Now remember, it was Parra that got the start today because of the matchup with Ubaldo Jimenez instead of Justin Upton. It's now Parra with a different man on the mound with a big opportunity. Long pause. Outside. 1 ball and 1 strike the count to the young Venezuelan. Connor Jackson with a 2-run home run against Ubaldo Jimenez. And after a walk to LaRoche, his day was done.
Love the crowd to get kind of loud in this situation, wouldn't you?
Well, there's no doubt. I mean, this is an opportunity
really get
to
behind.
beat an ace.
Yeah, exactly. Love to hear the crowd get a little excited. Get behind these boys. You got a chance for a sweep here on a Sunday afternoon.
1-1 the count. Into left field. Backing up a step or two, making the play is Seth Smith. Not only do you have a chance at a sweep, we have a chance to start maybe getting a bit of a foothold in the hole in which you dug on the last road trip. So Snyder here hits for himself.
Remember, Justin Upton's still available. Stephen Drew's got a bad finger. Snyder a big opportunity here.
Time is called. The crowd giving him a hard time. They'll get together. Chris is hitless in his last 11 at-bats with runners in scoring position. Justin not getting the call this time.
Ryan Roberts, he's been pinch hitter extraordinaire here in this series. Couple of game winners.
Betancourt very deliberate. Snyder trying of waiting.
Throw the baseball, son. Let's go. Come on, you got a plane to catch.
These Rockies head home where they will host Houston. Wheels and deals, 0-1.
Big rip at that one. Huge rip at that one. Just a fastball right down Broadway. Snyder swings right through it. Just a base hit right here would be great.
Oh, and 1 to count, 3-2 the score. One and 1. Stephen Drew with that finger must not be available either. He is 3 for 4 with a double and a triple.
Well, you'd love to have that. Let me see. Yeah, see? Finger. That last play of the game, that ball took a bite right out of that finger, huh?
A throwing hand as he went in to play it. 1-1 the count. Looks like we're cueing him down there. 1-2 the count.
Another big rip. You see Snyder's on this one. He's just underneath it.
Chris just won at bat in his career against Betancourt. It was an out. So nothing really to gauge the matchups with. 1-2 the count. 2 runners on. That one kicks away. But I guess not far enough. The runners stay put.
Well, you'd love to have gotten 90 more feet there. Adam LaRoche, very conservative. It gets away from Olivo by a lot. But Adam LaRoche decided to stay at second. Well, you move up 90 feet there. Now a single gives you the lead.
Two and two the count. Got it. Presented by our good friends with Sanderson Ford, Lincoln Mercury, and Volvo 2. Enjoying that first D-backs game. Enjoying the ball game. Trying to pick a winner today, and hope that when you pick a winner, it's the Diamondbacks. Glad to have you back with us. And this is the frustrating end offensively to the inning for Arizona, and you bet. Attaboy. One of those was mine out there. Thank you. I'll owe you a steak a little bit later on down the road. Read it to the score. The Rockies on top here in the 9th inning. Well, you've chased Ubaldo from the game. You managed to score a couple of runs against him. You did the unthinkable by homering against him. Your starting pitcher went 7 innings and gave up 3 runs. Well, that sounds like a winner, you hope, in the end. Swing and miss. 1-1 the count. Good sink on the fastball. Helton, as we mentioned earlier, talked his way back into the lineup. And that one is in. 2-1 the count to Todd. Todd, one of those hitters, he'll tweak, he'll tinker, he'll prepare in the cage. Not a guy that likes video, doesn't sit and watch himself. He's a feel guy. I know what I feel, he'll tell you. The 2-1. Little tapper, 2-2 the count.
I would imagine he learned a lot of that from Larry Walker. Larry Walker was the same way. Great hitter. Rarely used film or video. Just, I go on what I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm. Tony Gwynn was kind of the guy out front of using. Remember, he used to travel videotapes.
Oh, yeah.
And we were teasing each other about beta cassette and VHS. He traveled all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you get a million hits, I guess you're allowed to.
The 2-2. Helton out front, down the line it goes. That was that changeup. Very few pitchers with a changeup as effective when it's right. It's only 2 miles an hour slower. But everything moves downward. Two balls and 2 strikes. Todd will foul that one off. Hey, don't forget, by the way, Father's Day is June 20th. We have the perfect gift idea. Tickets to the D-backs and Yankees series. Stunned to hear the low-level tickets are still available.
I can't believe that.
And you can get them with the D-backs 6-pack when you do that. 602-462-4794. Or visit dbacks.com. Come on now, /6-pack. And Chase Utley in the crowd. 2-2 to the Todd father. It's that one on the ground. Johnson from a knee hops up and in time for the out. So Helton is erased.
You see just how far to his right Johnson has to go. Smothers it. And at 37 years old, the Todd father doesn't get down the line like he used to. So Kelly doesn't panic and gets him rather easily. One of my favorite nicknames.
Well, that's a good one. Our good friends from the Purple Row, that fine website that follows the Colorado Rockies. Love visiting there, do a little series warm-up, see what the diehard fans think of their team. Like we always do at the AZ Snake Pit. That is swung right through. The Diamondbacks Bullpen. That's another good website. A lot of good, passionate fans out there that are knowledgeable. One. Shot, base hit, right field. So Ian Stewart is 1 for 4 in this ball game.
Just a bolt off the bat of Ian Stewart.
You've been seeing what Justin Morneau is doing this year?
He's putting up MVP numbers.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Is he still around 375?
He is. Joe Mauer's the guy that's supposed to be hitting 370. Big Justin Morneau. What do you call it? Paul Bunyan?
I call him Paul Bunyan. What's he hitting?
Well, as of today, just 372. So a little bit lower than what you thought.
That's a good squad those Twins run out there day in and day out. They pitch, they hit. They're the best. Have you seen their defensive numbers, Darren Sutton?
Good defensive numbers.
I think they've made 15 or 16 errors all year. Maybe up to about 17 or 18 by now. But I think they're at least 10 or 12 errors better than the second place team.
They've only made 14 errors.
14
That's
errors.
how good they are.
All
14.
year. What's the next closest team, the second best defensive team?
Well, it's the Yankees, and they're 22 errors.
There you go.
And then 29 errors, and third is Toronto.
When you pitch, you defend, and you have guys like Morneau and Mauer Orlando Hudson having a big year there.
To the backstop it goes. And so moving up on that wild pitch is Ian Stewart. Paul Bunyan has a day off today.
He's not playing today, huh?
He's watching this one. He's available. Brendan Harris getting the start, and they are trailing Oakland 5-4 on the road in Oakland in the 8th inning. Tough day for Nick Blackburn.
Got hit hard, huh?
Yes, he did. 10 hits and 2 2/3 innings.
Ooh.
Valley resident and friend of this show, though, Ron Mayhay coming out of the pen, left-handed reliever. Got
Love
signed
him.
really late. He went 2 innings scoreless. Popped up into right field where Hiroto Okara is there.
Fire it right into the cutoff man.
The scoreless inning streak comes to an end for Ubaldo Jimenez. It ends at 33. Over the last 4 seasons, Brandon Webbs is the longest at 42. Brad Ziegler, 39. Zach Greinke, 38 last year. Clay Meredith doing it out of the bullpen, 33 2/3. Those are the longer streaks. And of course, it's a Rockies record of 33 scoreless. Pitch is low to Jason Giambi. And yet another start for Jimenez to start the season with 2 earned runs or less allowed. Doesn't happen very much when you roll out of the gates like he has. The 1-0. Bouncing ball to Roche. Flipping to the bag. One last chance for Arizona. To the bottom of the 9th inning we go. All as he leads off the inning for the Diamondbacks. Stephen Drew ready to roll. And 6 straight 1-run games for the 3rd time in franchise history. Probably might see Drew to end things in the 8th inning. But now it's Drew to lead things off. And Drew, in his career, has one of his home runs in the big leagues against the man on the mound, Manuel Corpus, who rocks and fires as the pitch is low, the sinker. This is last year. Stephen 5 for 17 against him. Up to that 2nd deck. Houston Street still pitching his way back. This is the closer, and it's fouled off. See, not a big strikeout guy, about 5.8 per 9 innings of work. Big work against righties. But that OPS, 830 against lefties. Again, a league average OPS is 731, so 100 points higher. Left-handed hitters. That one just topped on that sinker and fires in time for the out, so Drew is erased.
Really nice play there by Corpus. Had to scramble. Drew runs very well. Made the play.
So now Ryan Roberts with 2 key hits in this series. A walk-off a couple of nights ago, a big add-on 2 RBI hit last night. See if you can just take a sinker the other way as that's over the outside corner. 0-1 the count. Slider, 0-2. One ball and 2 strikes to count to Roberts. Signed as a free agent last winter. Heading into the 09 season. Had to battle a young man you might have never heard of by the name of James Skelton to win that spot on the roster. And Skelton has
won it easily.
Winning it easily, been released from the organization. The 2-2. Popped it up. Got him on a slider, down and away. A long run for Barmas, and he's got it. So last chance for the Diamondbacks. And it rests firmly on the shoulder of Kelly Johnson. He's got a single, he's got a double, he's flied out, and he has struck out. Kelly's been hanging around 12 home runs for quite some time. As a matter of fact, he's gone about 60 plate appearances without a long ball, so you find yourself thinking it may come with the way he slugged long balls early in the year. Outside. One and one the count. Outfield very deep. Infield playing him to pull. Outside. We have seen some incredibly disciplined at bats in this series by Kelly, especially 2 nights ago. There's the career, 1 of 5.
Once again, there's the discipline you're talking about, Dan.
Corey Hart has 14 home runs. Rowland and Pujols each with 13. Ugla, Reynolds, and Johnson with 12 in the National League. Three and one the count. He's barking at himself.
I think he's disappointed that he swung at the pitch. It was down. He thinks maybe he swung at ball 4.
Full count, 2 outs. Corpus gets that clay out of his spikes, and he is ready to roll. The 3-2.
Good
That
pitch
rolls
there.
on. That a slider?
That was a slider, a cutter, or something. But whatever it was, it ate up Kelly Johnson. That's all he could do is just fight this one off and get another chance.
Arizona's already won this series. They're trying to rally, tie this game up, and win with a sweep. The 3-2. Bouncing ball, Helton to a knee, flips. The Rockies salvaged the last game of this series. Arizona wins the first two. And Ubaldo Jimenez on a day where he proved, by his standards anyway, to be human. He still was great. You get Rodrigo Lopez again, a good start, Grace. He gets lost in the shuffle. Rodrigo, 7 innings, 3 earned runs. You hope to win games like that.
Yeah, you do. Unfortunately, Ubaldo Jimenez, once again, just too much for the Diamondbacks. He's too much for all of baseball. I think you could start him in the All-Star game, and he'd probably throw a 9-inning shutout.
That is 5 in a row for the Diamondbacks, in which it's been 7 innings or more and 3 earned runs or less, where they have not been able to put a notch in the win column. Certainly glad that you have spent your weekend with us. Don't forget, all week long, enjoy as the Atlanta Braves come to town. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all night games will have them, and afternoon tilt on Thursday. And then next weekend, the St. Louis Cardinals visit. We'll see you in your living room or here at the ballpark. He is Mark down below. That's Mark McClune. My name is Darren. Have a great rest of the weekend. We'll talk to you soon, Arizona.